Hi guys, this is AC Gamer back with another video on counter side. So this is the long-awaited video where I will go over a PvP tier list for counter side. Now PvP and PvE, there are characters that are very good in both content. However, sometimes you will get that character that is only good in PvP, but when you see them in the overall tier list, they are not ranked up that high. So this video is just going to be focusing on the PvP elements and aspects. So I will follow the usual trend with the counter side tier list, where the characters are ranked from triple S tier, then SS tier, then S tier, then A tier, B tier, and so on. Now I will stop the tier list in this video all the way to B tier. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more content on counter side. Let's get to 10k subscribers. At 10k subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now we are close to that 10k subs, so thank you all for subscribing. If you guys don't want to miss out on upcoming and future counter side video, make sure that post notification is on. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm, and it also helps other people find this video. Now with this tier list, I will also be talking about normal characters, so R characters, SR characters, because there's actually very good R and SR units. So this tier list is not just going to be for only SSR units. In this video, yes, I will be going over the characters that are good in PvP, but so far most of the characters that are good in PvP are actually good in PvE as well. Now that's only for the moment. Now in the future, there will be characters coming out that only are good in PvP and they are not that good in PvE. And obviously, if you guys are free to play, you just want to focus on the PvE content. But if you're also free to play and you don't care about PvE, or you just want to enjoy beating people's asses in PvP, then sure, go ahead and summon for that OP SSR character that's only good in PvP. Now with this tier list video, I'm going to try to be as quick as possible because there is a lot of characters to actually go through. So I'm going to go and blitz through some of them because I've already made videos talking about them. So yeah, it's just going to be a repeat of what I said in previous videos, so I don't want to do that. So let's start off with the triple S tier characters. Now the triple S tier characters, we're going to start off with Gayoon. I don't really think I need to explain why Gayoon is absolutely insane. Her damage and her stun is just going to be insane for PvP. She is a unit that gets banned the most, and right now she has a ban 2 or ban 3, which makes her completely unusable. But when the ban goes down to like ban 1, she is still going to be used a lot in PvP. Moving on next to another triple S tier character, we have the Yang Harem. Now Yang Harem, absolutely insane because of the buff they can provide you with, which is basically the skill haste buff, where you're able to decrease the amount of cooldown you guys have with your skills. And if you position them right in the correct place, they are going to be absolutely insane. Another triple S tier character, we have the Hildy. Now Hildy, I don't think I also need to explain why she's absolutely insane. She's just a beefy tank. Her damage, the damage that she can take is absolutely insane, and she provides your allies with shield that will be very helpful. That is why Hildy is at triple S. After that, we have the Nanohara Shifuyu. Now I'm not gonna lie, Nanohara Shifuyu for me dies a lot quicker than what I would actually expect. Now with Nanohara Shifuyu, you definitely want to build them with different gears in PvE and PvP content. With her, sorry, you want to build her with HP in PvP, and in PvE it's attack speed so that you can deal more damage. But I still feel like she still dies relatively quicker, so you might want to put a support class characters to help protect her. And the use for her is basically the defense down, which is going to be very important to killing the awakened Hildy. So that is it for the Nanohara Shifuyu. Next up, we have the SR units. Yes, there are SR units that are triple S tier. We have the Administration Riflemen. Once again, I don't think I need to explain why. They are insane for damage, and that's all you need to know about them. Their damage and their low cost as well makes them a go-to ranger character in PvP, especially if you want to use your operator skill and you need to deploy a ranger class character. You can easily deploy them with the 2 costs, and you can build up your operator skill. So that is it. Next up, we also have one of the greatest healers in the entire game. We have the Evelyn Kyle. Now Evelyn heal is definitely 10 out of 10. She can provide you with the greatest amount of heal in the game, as she is a unit that you will continue to use all the way to the end game for PvP and PvE content as well. That's why Evelyn Keller is a triple S tier character. There's one more character I want to talk about that is in triple S tier in my opinion, which is the Estarossa. Now some people might actually disagree with this and say that she's only double S tier, but in my opinion she is triple S tier, just because when Awakened Hildy is banned and you need a strong tank or strong unit that can take a lot of damage and deal a lot of damage as well, the Estarossa is going to be your go-to. Now right now in later PvP matches, because of the ban, because Awakening Hildy is actually banned, most people go to unit to deploy will be the Estarossa. In fact, even if you can still use Awakening Hildy, you will use the Awakening Hildy and the Estarossa together, because they are both tanky units. Now unlike Awakening Hildy, she is a lot selfish. She doesn't provide your teammates with shield, so she only protects and buffs herself, but she's definitely going to be a character to go ahead and build for PvP. Now she's also a character that will get a rearm in the future, so it is going to be important that you build and save the dupes so that you can actually use that for rearm in the future. So that is it for all the triple S tier characters. Now moving on to the double S tier characters, units that are still very good, and we start off with the Liyumi. Now Liyumi, I've already talked about her being a replacement for some of the tanks in the game, but yeah, she's not as tanky as Awakening Hildy, but what she is a very good evasion defense type character. You want to build her with either HP gear or evasion, and she's going to be absolutely insane. She does have a skill that pushes her forward or towards the enemy ship, which means your characters are closer to defeating the enemy, but sometimes obviously the enemy can push back and kill her. Moving on to another double S tier character, we have the Rosaria. All you need to know about her is she is a great damage dealer. She's also air type units, but the only issue I have with her is that she's quite squishy. Being squishy means you need to position her in the right place, making sure that the enemy cannot actually touch her, because if they do, she is just gonna die straight away. But she is a great source of damage. Next up for the double S tier character, we have the Kao Wong. Kao Wong is also a great replacement to the Gaeyun. Now Gaeyun, like I said, is great because of the damage and stun. Basically, Kao Wong can provide you with damage, stun, and a shield. Now sometimes Kao Wong might even be better to use than the Gaeyun, just because of that shield. If you're able to position and place him at the right time with the shield when the enemy is about to do the special, or you need to know it, so you have to time it right. But if you're able to place that right, the enemy will waste that special, dealing damage on the shield. But the shield, to be honest, is not that tanky. If they do buff up the shield, he is definitely going to be a triple S tier character, but I don't think he needs a buff because he'll just be absolutely insane. Anyways, that is Kao Wong. Moving on next to another double S tier character, we have the Kang So Young, a free-to-play SSR. Now you can get this unit by farming the side story. There is a bunch of other good SSR units that you can get from farming this side story, and I was actually lucky in my global server to be able to get her, and I will be using her so I can actually counter most of the annoying characters in the game. For example, the Gaeyun, the Kao Wong, and the Zhao Lin. Now those units are going to be very afraid of this Kang So Young because of the damage she can provide and the quick snipe ability that she has. That is it for Kang So Young. Now another double S tier unit is the Zhao Lin. Talking about Zhao Lin before, Zhao Lin damage is insane. You do need to get her passive all the way to level 5 to see how amazing she is, but she provides you with backup damage. She also has a downside, which is how squishy she is. But if you do Kang So Young her, which is basically deploy the Kang So Young right in front of her, some of the time she will die. If she is tankier, a little bit tankier, she will still survive, but the Kang So Young will still be able to kill her off, which is the only issue with her. But she provides you a great amount of damage, and she can be a unit to counter the Awakened Hildy running around at the moment. And another double S tier character, we have the Titan. Now Titan, even though it's double S tier, I would still recommend people not to even bother with this unit. The reason why I say that is because he is a character that is going to be great early on, but a character that will fall flat on his face later on, and you will not use him. He is absolutely insane, but there is a requirement to actually see how OP he is, and that is by getting the SR Abraham ship. Now with the SR ticket they gave you for the ship, most people, or if not everyone, picked the Gleipnir ship. So to make Titan good, you would then have to go ahead and craft another ship, which you don't want to do. You want to focus your ship resources to save for SSR units in the future. But yeah, Titan going to be very tanky at the moment and does huge amount of damage. but I will still recommend you guys not to build him. Now moving on to another double S tier unit, we have the Administration Sword Fighter, one of the greatest striker character we have at the moment. The only issue with them at the moment is the dependence on the gear than some of the other units. You do need to give her a very good gear to see how OP she is, but she's still very strong even if you have an average gear. Very strong character and overall a waifu. Look at that, she is definitely a waifu unit. So yeah, that's why she's double S tier. There is one more SSR striker character that is absolutely insane, which is Ainz and Zwain. Now Ainz and Zwain, they are double S tier, but they do not have any downside. There is literally no downside to this unit. This unit is absolutely tanky for a 2-cost character. Even though they're 2-cost character, they do have stats that are represented in a 3-cost or 4-cost unit. They also provide you with CC with the ultimate. If you guys don't know what CC is, basically crowd control skill. But overall, I still use them in the SEA version, and a lot of people still use this striker character. The go-to striker character, in my opinion, is the Ainz and Zwain. Now there is additional SR units that are very good and are double S tier, and those are, let's go ahead and show you guys right now, the Administration Shieldman. Now the Shieldman, a lot of people don't actually know that they are actually very good. They are double S tier in PvP. They are a defender class character, and they also have a low cost, which means you can definitely deploy them very fast. Very strong soldier character. The only issue with them is you probably want to use them in a soldier team, but at the moment there isn't a very good soldier team, but you can still use them in your counter team if you guys require a tanky unit. That's going to be the Administration Shieldman. Now another good SR unit is the Sylvia. Now Sylvia was a free unit because she was the pre-registration reward. Sylvia is going to be a go-to unit when the Gayun is banned. So if you guys require a stunner, the Sylvia is going to be a great stunner. She is absolutely insane, and that is technically the only use she has. She is a sniper character as well, so she can deal strong damage as well. Now in double S tier for PvP, you guys are probably only expecting SR or SSR units, but it's actually a very good R unit for PvP, and is actually double S tier, which is the Claudia Nelson. Claudia Nelson is going to be a go-to healer as well in PvP because of her with her quick burst HP heals, which is going to be very helpful in protecting your awakened Hildy. So if you guys require that quick heal, she is going to be a unit to use. Now the Evelyn is going to be a better healer overall, but because Claudia Nelson has that burst heal, it makes her very good. Let's move over to the S tier units. Now even though the units are S tier, there is obviously going to be better replacement for those units. However, the S tier units can also be very good and also can be pushed up to the SS tier if you position them right or give them a very good team. For example, Jane Doe. Now Jane Doe is a S tier unit for PvP. Her damage is absolutely insane. Now if she's built up all the way to level 110, and if she's given an appropriate team to help her out, her damage will skyrocket and she will be dealing huge amounts of damage in PvP. But the reason why she's not double S tier is just because there's greater and better striker characters to go ahead and use, which I've actually talked about with the previous units I went over. Now another good striker unit to actually go ahead and use is this unit over here, Jushi Yung. Now she's only relatively useful in PvE. She's useful, she's like a B tier in PvE, but in PvP she is a S tier unit. If you guys are looking for a great replacement for some of the striker units, let's say they become banned in the future, she could be a unit to go ahead and use. In my opinion, she isn't, well, she's an S tier unit, but I still think you can definitely beat her. I would say that the Jane Doe is probably more of a threat than the Jushi Yun, in my opinion, and you probably won't even see a lot of you people using her just because most people are focused on units that are good in both PvE and PvP. But because this is just a PvP tier list, she does deserve to be S tier. Going over to our last normal SSR unit, that is a S tier, we have Frederick Doma. Now his use is basically debuff ability that he has. So he has a great damage taken debuff ability. He also has a debuff ability that reduces healing, which is going to be very useful. Now moving on to another S tier unit, we have the Awakened Lee Jisoo, which is a free-to-play awakened unit. Now she is great for the ability to reduce healing. She's quite tanky as well. The only reason why I wouldn't put her above S tier is because she is a 5 cost. It's kind of expensive to actually use her. She is a great support class unit, but in my opinion there is just better support class units to use. But she is actually very good at the moment. She's able to remove buffs as well, I think. Increases targets damage, yeah. Disables new buffs on them, yeah. So she's able to remove buff or disable buff as well. So she is going to be very good. The only issue with her is she's a awakened character, and she is still not going to be the greatest awakened character to use in the global version. Moving on to the rest of the characters that are S tier for PvP, we have the SR, well, free-to-play characters, the Hildy and the Jushiyun. Jushiyun is good for his counter ability, and the Hildy is good for the buff ability she has, and she can be a good striker character to use in PvP. Now I was planning to talk about B tier characters as well in this video, but I think I'll probably just go from SS tier all the way to A tier units. And I think in this game it is a lot easier to get some of the strongest character. Unless you guys think reroll for a good account, you shouldn't be really using any of these B tier units. Going back to the S tier units, there is a few other characters to talk about, and they are R units. The first one is going to be the Assault Trooper. Very low cost characters, but can actually deal decent amount of damage. And we also have the Ingrid. Ingrid is a unit that can attack units on the back line, for example the Gaeyun, the Xiaolin. Now moving on to the final tier we're going to be taking a look at in this video, we have the A tier. Now I'm going to be very brief for them because they are only units that if you're very desperate to use, or you have a team that will make them very good, you would actually use them. The first one I will talk about is the Lee So-yoon. To be honest, the striker characters that are A tier should not be used. There is an abundant amount of striker characters in the game, so that's why Lee So-yoon, even though she is a quite decent striker character, she can't be above A tier just because there is better striker characters out there. She's quite tanky and she can deal strong damage as well, but she's only A tier just because there is going to be greater replacements out there. Moving on, next we have the SSR Carrie Wong. Where is she? She is going to be a decent sniper character. To be honest, there is going to be better sniper characters to use in PvP, but she does provide you with backup damage at the back and also protects you guys because she can summon a shield. Well, she's kind of similar to Carl Wong, but she can provide you with a moving shield, but not that tanky in my opinion. Moving on, next we have the Shinjia. Let's move over to Shinjia. She provides you with great attack speed buff, but still a squishy unit in my opinion. That is it for Shinjia. We also have a free SSR unit that is A tier, which is where is she? The Maria Antonov. Now you do need to build her up with very good cooldown reduction gear to actually see her being very good in PvP, but you don't have a good cooldown gear for counter units, you don't want to use her at all. Her main use is being able to use her ultimates and summon a bunch of mechs to help you guys out. Elizabeth is also an A tier unit. The only reason why she's not above, even though she's one of those units that can still counter SS tier character, is because she is definitely a higher cost unit. Look at that, 4 cost for a unit that you can actually replace with the Kang Sung Yong. So yeah, that's the only reason why she's at A tier. She does have a good amount of damage, but she does miss a lot of her hits as well. Now surprisingly, Lumi is actually very good. I know she is a niche character. You do need to actually position her or place her at the right time to see how useful she is. She can basically just quickly move over to the enemy ship, but she is still a niche character that, yeah, unless you guys place her right, you won't actually see the benefit of this unit. Next up, we have the Nanohara Shinatsu. Pretty decent support class character. Also can provide you with a bit of HP heal. There is going to be better healers to use, so that's why she is at A tier. Now the last A tier SSR unit, we have this unit over here. Now this unit is useful to kill air type units. There is only one big issue with this unit, is that it can't really attack ground type units, so it's going to completely ignore ground type units. There is going to be a lot of ground type units, and unless you're going against a special team that only uses air type, you're not going to see how useful this character is. But yeah, it's very good for dealing huge amounts of damage to what's called air type characters, but that is going to be the only use of this unit. A tier, we have the Ryan Freya, a very good defense class character. He actually has pretty high stats if you can build him all the way to level 110. Now the use for this character is his tanky. He can provide you guys with stun as well. Moving over to another good SR healer, we have the Arius over here. She's only going to be used when other healers are actually banned. So if the Claudia Nelson is banned, if the Evelyn is banned as well, you will be using this character as your healer. Not the greatest healer, but it's still going to be a great replacement for the other ones. Now, is there any other units I want to talk about? Yes, there are good R units as well that deserves to be A tier. Let's go over and show you guys. So we have the Ivo Ilford, but I still wouldn't say you should use her. There is going to be better defense class characters to use. For example, I talked about the administration shieldsman. They're just going to be better to use, but it is going to be a lot easier to build this R unit just because you can get the copies easily. You can get them all the way to level 110. So yeah, that is it for the tier list. There is a bunch of characters I did skip, but they're not noteworthy characters. Those are the main important ones you guys need to focus on. So hopefully you guys like this video. Stay tuned for more content on counter side. Like I said, I did skip the B tier characters just because you don't really want to use them, and I don't think you'll be in a position to actually use them ever. I'm sorry if this video is too long. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.
Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony.